We started with the notion that today is Earth Day, and we should maybe finish with a celebration of Earth Day. We've also been talking through this day about innovations, large and small, technological, digital innovations, and maybe just to offer us, even against a backcloth of some very salutary messages, a thought, an idea, an innovation that perhaps has some traction in getting people engaged in thinking about their space, their place, their future. And I think, Carlo, you're just going to offer us a couple of thoughts about the Green Canopy initiative.
All right, well, just to wrap up, and I think I had a couple of comments. We heard about the previous presentation about some of the global issues, but really the only way we can tackle some of them is if we start with small change. If the most important thing, we heard it over and over today, is about how behavioral change can actually scale up and help from small action to make global change. And what I want to say here, just as we are wrapping up in the next few minutes, well, one thing is an initiative I think is amazing by the World Economic Forum and the Global Shaper. Yes, we said today is Earth Day. And the Earth Day, one of the key things for today is actually this initiative about trees for the Earth, about how trees can actually be an important action. We heard just a moment ago about how we should not keep people in the countryside and move them to the city, but maybe we can move some of the countryside to the city itself, in the sense of the green part, what we all enjoy, what we've been enjoying for thousands and thousands of years, the kind of biophilia that powers all of us. They can go back to our cities. And this is what from the Earth Day is about why trees will help combat climate change, help us breathe clean air, and provide economic and environmental sustainability. And that was, as you heard this morning from Gretchen, one of the top 10 urban innovations. It was the one about how this digital and physical can actually help us to increase the green canopy. Starting from what Melbourne did, which is a very cool project, is about how you can use a digital system to map the green canopy and engage citizens more in order to know what is there, how it can be improved, how it compares with other cities. And so I wanted to share this, which I'm very excited about. It's about all the global shapers. The global shapers is all of the young team from the World Economic Forum. Nusha was here in the first row. She's part of the Boston hub, but there's actually 450 city hubs all over the world. And what they've been working on is taking one of these innovations by the top 10 urban innovation by the World Economic Forum and develop this called Treepedia, where the idea is, how this, again, can become a global platform to map, monitor, and change and transform the green canopy. How you can actually use it, you see here. I think it's still being developed now, but I think I wanted to share it because I think it's a very concrete way, and especially on this day, on Earth Day, to see how small action, digital action, can actually potentially impact broader change on the global scale. Here you see there's already 4 cities, I believe, where all the data has been collected, and that allows you, as if you look at Boston, at really understanding all of this life that lives in our cities, the green canopy, how we can map it, understand it better, tag it, add information about it, and put political pressure on people to change it, to increase it, for cities to compete for that. So I wanted to just share this because I thought it was, we all thought it was just great based on what, sorry, I went back one slide too much, what was discussed before. And having done this, I also wanted to thank everybody for a very exciting, stimulating day. I think you did most of the conference by providing discussion, conversation. The breakout sessions were great because of this kind of bottom-up energy. And I think the same bottom-up energy is the one that we can leverage if we're going to transform our cities looking forward. So thanks, everybody. And Assaf, could you come join me here on stage also to thank all the people for the day?
Sure. Thanks, Carlo. Just more housekeeping, but very important. I have a list. Never come without a list to these kind of things. Are all the Senseable City Lab people here in the room, or are they sort of running around in the back? Where is Erin? Erin. Thank you very much. You pulled this together. Amazing. And I'll read the people one by one. Erin, Rachel, Anthony, Chaewon, Wong Yang, Nusha, and all the other members of Senseable City Lab, really the whole lab sort of came together to make this happen, from putting the bags with the swag together, all the way to ordering food, even we had trying out the food. So everything, really great job from the lab. Thank you very much. Alice Charles, who just took off from the World Economic Forum Global Agenda Council, thanks for the support and for the partnership on this event. The World Bank and Mahindra for the great support. They provided us with quite a bit of funds for this to make it affordable for everybody to attend, so it's really much appreciated. And MIT, and specifically the School of Architecture and Planning, thank you for hosting the Senseable City Lab on your premises. And then finally, Peter. Peter, thank you. Peter, you were great, and you're doing this. You're getting so good at this that we decided that in the next event it's going to be you alone, solo, no speakers. You're good enough. Really, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, the audience. You made it interesting.
And please join us for the reception that's happening in those rooms over there.
Yeah, we're having the reception. Some drinks in the back for about how long does it go? An hour?
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. So we have an hour and a half to booze up. Great. Thank you, everybody.